I smell a river that isn't there. Mile marker 219, eastbound I-80, 2:47 in the morning. There is no water within 10 miles of this stretch of road. But tonight, my cab smells like wet earth, like river silt. I roll the window up. The smell is still in the cab. A passenger. I roll it down. It's stronger. How did this happen? I reach for the dash cam. Same Wednesday run for 6 years. Refrigerated trailer, slaughterhouse west of Lincoln, to a Hy-Vee distribution dock outside Davenport. Drop before sunrise. I know the road by the bend in the median cable. By the way, the shoulder slopes down to the cornfield, 2 exits past Brooklyn. By which mile markers the rumble strip cuts out, and which ones it doesn't. I roll the window up. The smell is still in the cab. I roll it down. It's stronger. I reach for the dash cam. The dash cam runs constant. Insurance requires it. ELD requires it. The company requires it. Every minute I'm behind the wheel, the camera in the windshield is recording road, mileage, and the inside of the cab. Me. The coffee in the cup holder, the coaster on the dash. I pull off at the next exit. Brooklyn, Iowa, mile 223. I scrub back the dash cam to the moment the smell hit me. Nothing on the road, nothing on the shoulder, just my headlights and the corn beyond. It's late October. I tell myself it's allergies, field burn, something in the corn, and drive on. The next Wednesday, early November, same load, same hour. Mile 219, 2:47, the smell. I pull off, I scrub back, and this time I let it play forward, watching the right side of the frame. And that's when I see her, or I see something, shape on the gravel, not waving, not facing the road, facing away, back to the camera, like she's looking at something on the other side of the guardrail. Hair down to the small of her back, dark, wet looking, pale jacket or maybe a blanket draped over her shoulders. The dash cam is engraved in low light, and she's only in the frame for about a second and a half. In real time, I never saw her. I always look, I always see pedestrians. I rewind, watch it again, step the frame forward, one click at a time. She isn't walking. She isn't even shifting weight from one foot to the other. She's standing there with her back to the road in the exact same posture for the second and a half my truck takes to pass her. I sit in the cab a long time. Then I do the thing I will not do again. I call dispatch. I tell them I think there's a person on the shoulder near mile 219. I don't say the word dash cam. I don't say smell. I say possible pedestrian, may need a welfare check. I don't say if it's a man or a woman. I don't know what time the dash cam clip starts. Dispatch patches me to Iowa State Patrol. A trooper meets me at the Iron Skillet at Walcott about an hour later. He's polite, older guy, gray mustache, doesn't write much down. He follows me in his cruiser back west to mile 219 with the lights off. We park on the shoulder. He gets out first. He sweeps the gravel with his mag light. I sweep the field with the truck's spotlight. The corn is harvested. There's nothing standing in the rows. There's no one on the shoulder. There's no glint in the field. He stands with the mag light on a single patch of gravel for 10 seconds. Then he turns the beam away. He doesn't look at me when he does it. He writes the call up as no contact. He hands me a pink carbon. As we walk back to the trucks, he stops and looks at me, quick, like he's deciding whether to say it. And he says, "You been driving the Wednesday run long?" I tell him 6 years. He nods. He doesn't say anything else. He gets in the cruiser. He drives east. I look at the carbon in the cab when I'm back behind the wheel. The trooper's handwriting is small and careful. Possible pedestrian, female, eastbound shoulder, MM 219, 247. I had never said female. I never said the time. I had not given him the Dashcam timestamp. I had not even said the word 2. I do not call again. The third Wednesday is November the 11th into November the 12th. I tell myself all the way from Lincoln that I'm not going to scrub the Dashcam this week. I'm going to drive past mile 219 with the windows up and the recirculate on, and outlaw country turned all the way up on the Sirius. And I am going to let it be a stretch of road like any other. Mile 219, 247. The smell. I pull off. She's there. Same spot, same posture, same 1.5 seconds in the frame. But this time, when I step the frame forward, one click at a time, I notice something past her, past the guardrail, down where the shoulder slopes off into the field. A long, low shape, dark, with a reflective edge, chrome or glass catching the moonlight. The same glints on the same side of the field, every step through the frame. It is in every frame she is in. And it is in the frames before her and the frames after. I do not look at it long. I close the Dashcam app. I put my phone face down on the seat. My hands are shaking enough that I can't get the cigarette I rolled in North Platte to stay between my fingers. I watch it fall onto the floor mat. I leave it there. I drive the 40 miles to Walcott. Iron skillet, booth in the back, away from the windows. I pull the SD card from the Dashcam. I had to walk back out to the lot to get it, and I do not remember walking back out to the lot. But I am sitting at the booth with the card in my hand, so that is what I must have done. I plug the card into my laptop. I drag the playhead to the 2.5 where she appears. On the biggest screen, I can see her better. She is not standing on the shoulder. She is standing on something on the shoulder, and that's when there is something between her feet and the ground. Something low that runs parallel to the road, with one corner crumpled inward. The glint I'd been seeing in the grass is the cracked rear window of a small, dark sedan, upside down in the gravel. I close the laptop without finishing the clip. I open my phone. I type, I-80 Iowa accident, mile 219 into the search bar. The search bar auto-completes the rest. The suggestion that loads under my thumb is I-80 Iowa accident mile 219, 2014. I haven't typed 2014. I haven't typed any year. I tap it because it's there. Other people have searched this before me. The first hit is an Iowa State Patrol incident summary, archived on a public record site. A woman, 26 years old, single vehicle accident, eastbound I-80, the night of November the 12th, 11 years ago. Her car left the road on a curve where the shoulder is gravel for about 40 yards before the field starts. She was wearing a seatbelt, and the report listed the time as 2:43 in the morning. The car was upside down in the gravel. She was found around 4 a.m. by a long-haul driver who'd pulled off to use the restroom 20 feet from the car, on the gravel between the car and the road, like she had crawled there. What was on the shoulder, on the gravel between the wreck and the road, that was not a person standing. That was a person who had crawled. The posture I read as standing was the posture of someone trying to get up and not making it. The hair I saw down her back was the hair of someone with her face in the gravel. She was not facing the road because she did not see the road as the thing that mattered. She was facing the wreck. She was facing what she had crawled away from. She was not asking for a ride. She was asking to be witnessed. I sit in that booth a long time. I think about the trooper who knew she was a woman before I told him. I think about my wife who has stopped asking about the runs because the runs all blur together for her. I think about my daughter who is 11 this year. The waitress passes me twice and doesn't refill the cup. Whatever is in my face, she has seen it before in this booth. I get back in the truck and drive west. I go 3 exits past Brooklyn and turn around. I come back east. It's November the 12th, 4 a.m. When I get to mile 219, the smell isn't there. The shoulder is empty in real time. It's empty on the Dashcam. I drive past the spot. I do not pull off. I get to the next exit and I sit on the shoulder of the off-ramp until the sun starts coming up. Then I take the SD card out of the Dashcam and put it in my glove box. I put a new one in. I drive home. I tell myself on the run home that it's done. I tell myself the anniversary is past. 3 days later, I check the rear camera footage. I check it because I need to. I need the universe to tell me in the flat language of recorded evidence that I passed her and she stayed where she was. That what I refused to do for her did not follow me out of Iowa. That at 4 a.m. on November the 12th, the shoulder behind my truck was empty. I sit at my kitchen table with my laptop and drag the playhead through the rear camera file from that morning, frame by frame. Linda is asleep upstairs. The kitchen is quiet. The road behind the truck is empty for most of the clip. There is one frame at 4:03 a.m. by the timestamp, just after the truck has passed mile 219. The shoulder behind me is in the rear camera's headlight wash for less than a second. And in that frame, on the gravel, there is a figure. She is standing. She is facing the road. She is watching the truck drive away. I close the file. I do not open the rear camera footage from any run after that. I asked my company for the southern route the next week, Kansas City to St. Louis. The pay is worse, the hours are longer. I am fine with both of those things. The SD card sat in my glove box for 7 months. 2 months ago, somewhere outside Joplin, I opened the glove box for the registration card during a routine inspection. The card was still there, under the manual. I picked it up to move it. It smells like river silt. I did not put it back in the glove box. I did not throw it away. I took it home that night. It is in the desk drawer in our bedroom. I have not told Linda why the room smells like a river. There is a folktale older than the highway, older than the asphalt. The walker on the road who is trying to get home and never does. In every retelling, somebody picks her up. In every retelling, she vanishes from the backseat before the driver reaches the address she gave him. The story turns on the act of pickup. The story is about a driver who tried to help. We don't tell the other version of that story. The one where the driver passes a shape on the shoulder in the dark and keeps driving. Drivers stay alive by not stopping for every shape on the shoulder. That's the rule. Most of them never find out which shapes we're asking. If you're listening to this in a vehicle, if you are on a road tonight, you will pass things on the shoulder that you choose not to see. You already have. This is Urban Dread. The city never sleeps.